Every choice we make is an act of soft violence. To say yes to one path is to execute 1,000 other versions of ourselves. Think about the version of you that stayed in your hometown, the version that took the risk you were too afraid of, or the one that stayed with the person you eventually had to leave. We like to think these others simply vanish once the decision is made. We treat our past like a straight line, a series of closed doors, but the human psyche doesn't work in straight lines. These unlived versions of us don't disappear, they stay. They become the ghosts of our potential, sitting in the empty chairs of our rooms, watching us live the life we actually chose. Adam Phillips, the psychoanalyst, suggests that we lead two parallel lives, the one we are actively practicing and the one we feel we should have had. It is the shadow at our heels, and often, the story of our lives isn't written by what we do, but by the elegy of what we didn't do. Modern psychology often describes this as a counterfactual grief. It's the phantom limb of the ego. Just as an amputee can still feel the itch of a hand that is no longer there, we feel the weight of the potential we walked away from. We are taught by our culture to find our true self, as if there is one perfect diamond buried inside us waiting to be polished. But the truth is more complex. You are a collection of absences. You aren't just the career professional, the parent, or the partner. You are also the person who didn't move to that distant city. You are the artist who stopped painting. You are the traveler who came home early. These absences give you your shape. Like a sculpture, you are defined not just by the marble that remains, but by every piece that was carved away. To understand who you are today, you must first acknowledge the you that was sacrificed to get here. We are haunted not by our failures, but by the myth of our own infinite potential. We often mistake this haunting for regret. We look at the empty space beside us and think, I missed out. But regret is a seductive trap. It's a fantasy that assumes the other version of you, the one you didn't become, is somehow more fulfilled, more realized, more whole. It is easy to romanticize a life you never had to actually live. That other, you doesn't have to deal with the friction of reality. They don't have to pay taxes or navigate the slow decay of a long-term relationship or wake up with a backache. They exist in a state of perpetual springtime. But that version of you is a ghost for a reason. They are perfect because they aren't real. They are a charcoal sketch on a white wall, while you are the messy, textured, breathing reality. The way we miss our lives, as the poet Randall Jarrell once wrote, is life. The tension between who we are and who we dreamt we'd be isn't a malfunction. It is the very engine of the human experience. If we want to be truly present, we have to learn how to mourn, not just the dead, but the unlived. We think of mourning as something we do only at funerals, but mourning is a daily practice. It is the process of moving from the reality we wanted to the reality that is. When you stop trying to compete with your ghosts, you give yourself permission to finally occupy your own skin. It is okay to feel a quiet sadness for the person you didn't get to be. In fact, it's a form of kindness. By naming what you miss, whether it's the freedom of your 20s or the career you didn't pursue, you stop the should-haves from acting as a brake on your current life. The unlived life is a funeral song we play in the background of our best moments. But when you finally turn the music down, when you stop reaching for the phantom limb, the hand you actually have becomes stronger. You begin to see that the life you are living isn't a consolation prize. It is the only place where anything real can happen. Minimalism is often sold to us as a way to clear our desks or our closets. But the most important minimalism happens in the mind. It is the act of clearing the mental clutter of 1,000 unlived lives. It is the courage to say, I am not that person, and that is okay. When you stop living in the shadow of your potential, you start living in the light of your presence. The empty chair in your room doesn't have to be a symbol of what's missing. It can be a seat for the person you are becoming right now. You are not a series of missed opportunities. You are a masterpiece of choices, both forced and chosen. You are enough, not because you reached every goal, but because you are the only version of you that survived the journey to be here. Sit in the chair, breathe, be present, be real.